This woman was on a date with her lover when her husband made a video call, but her unsuspecting lover walked past her shirtless, and Anna was so scared that she immediately hung up the call. Since she wasn't sure whether her husband had seen what happened, she quickly asked her lover to take her home. However, halfway there, her husband called again. Afraid of being exposed, Anna had no choice but to hang up the call. However, it was precisely this action that would make her regret for the rest of her life. Afterwards, they arrived at a gas station. Anna went into the convenience store to buy a cup of coffee, but when she reached the checkout counter to pay, she discovered there was surprisingly no clerk on duty. Looking up, she found that the shelves in front of her were covered with blood. Anna sensed a hint of danger and turned around to leave. Just as she was about to walk out of the convenience store, a bullet suddenly hit her arm. She endured the severe pain and crawled behind the shelves to hide. At this moment, another bullet flew over her head. Anna screamed and looked around frantically, discovering a bullet hole in the glass nearby. She realized she was still within the sniper's range, so she quickly hid behind the shelves on the other side. Then she took off her clothes and used her jacket to bandage the wound. Immediately after, she loudly called out to her lover, who was waiting outside. But coincidentally, the damn lover was listening to music in the car and didn't hear Anna's cries for help at all. So Anna decided to reach for the phone on the ground, and just as she was about to get the phone, just when Anna didn't know what to do, the walkie-talkie in the convenience store suddenly transmitted a man's voice, continuously calling out the clerk's name. Anna planned to get the walkie-talkie and have the man inside help call the police. To distract the sniper's attention, she used misdirection and threw a bag of chips overhead, successfully taking the walkie-talkie. She told the man in the walkie-talkie that she was being sniped by a killer and requested him to help call the police. Meanwhile, her lover waiting in the car also realized something was wrong. The car that had just been filled with gas was showing an empty tank. He got out of the car and discovered that the gas tank had mysteriously developed a big hole, so he hurriedly entered the convenience store to look for Anna. When Anna saw this, she loudly shouted for him to take cover, but it was already too late. A bullet directly shot through his neck. Anna was extremely frightened and helplessly hid behind the shelves crying. Fortunately, the man on the walkie-talkie indicated he had already called the police for her. Seeing Anna's tense emotions, the man also thoughtfully chatted with her to divert her attention. However, when talking about her lover, who had just been killed, the man suddenly became serious.
"'Cause I blew his head off."
Only then did Anna realize that the man in the walkie-talkie was precisely the sniper hunting her, and he was obviously toying with her. Anna fell into despair. At this moment, she suddenly saw the electrical switch not far away. If she could turn off the lighting inside the store, then the sniper would lose his sniping environment. Thinking of this, Anna picked up a battery from the shelf and threw it toward the electrical switch. But after throwing it multiple times consecutively, she still couldn't get the switch to turn off. Just when she was gradually losing patience, she was delighted to discover that the shelves could actually move. So she used the shelves as cover and gradually moved closer to the electrical switch. The killer saw this and began shooting wildly, but ultimately couldn't stop Anna from turning off the power. As the convenience store fell into complete darkness, the killer also stopped shooting. However, how to escape became Anna's next problem. Fortunately, her lover was clutching the car keys in his hand. She carefully crawled to her lover's side and took the car keys. Then she pressed the switch and started the car. But the huge noise also alerted the killer, who fired several shots at the hood as a warning. Realizing she couldn't escape, Anna once again fell into despair. Just at this moment, a car suddenly stopped in front of the convenience store. Anna hurriedly broke off a mirror from the shelf, then wrapped it with tape around an iron rod to observe the movement outside. She saw a man walk into the convenience store and call out the clerk's name. She warned the man of danger and told him to get down, indicating that the clerk had already been killed by the killer, and even she herself was injured and trapped here. And that killer was most likely on the billboard across the street. After saying this, she told the man to quickly call the police. But at this moment, she suddenly realized that ever since this man came in, not only had the killer stopped shooting, even the walkie-talkie had no sound. Realizing something was wrong, Anna poked her head out and found that the man had disappeared.